Hey all, and this is the Averting the Gaze event. This is a Fire Commander event and Arcane Killer. So I made up a few teams. Here's a Bosses team and also a Crusade team. So both of these teams are ridiculously powerful actually. This team here is hitting 11 to 12 Q on turn 0 every single time. So yeah, it is a pretty good team. So if you don't have the current event ultimate form, you can also use Altion's new guard. It's a decent arcane killer card. If you do have the current event deck though, it's way more powerful than that card, so I recommend using the event ultimate form if you have it. So I'll talk through this deck from left to right. Dungeon Delvers creates a lot of power gems, creates an extraordinarily large amount of power gems on turn 1, or should I say the first time you use the card. That's normally on turn 1. It also has this passive as well. I've not really seen the passive in use much, but it is there, Burning Blades. But yeah, the improved ambush is really good, creates so many power gems. That's why I'm hitting such huge damage value numbers. So Metaverse Masters, this is used to boost up the next card, as it has a 150% damage buff for the next card to use their battle skill. That card is Heretic Hunters. 5 times awakened. Still immensely powerful. Also has that convert skill. One of the best Fire Commander cards in the game in my opinion. Very, very good card. Exalted Champions, again, a decent card. It's mainly for the 100% increase to Fire Commanders. Then, finally, Brothers in Arms. Similar story, increases Fire Commander damage by 120%. Which is why it's on the team. And there we go, that's the cards. Now to go through the relics, let's start from left to right. So this is the event Ultimate Relic. This is all I need to break all of the shields, I believe, unless there's 8 shields in total. I don't think there is, though. But yeah, that's a good relic. And then I've just basically put my best relics on the team, or should I say best Fire Commander relics. And I also have Raised Staff on the team, as it has a percentage increase to attack, making it a rather nice relic. Right, and for the Crusade, a slight change to the team. The main change is that I put Steel Force on the team. This has that nuke skill, so to speak. Unleashes a copy of this hero's strongest attack this battle. So basically use that card on the bosses, and it should get through the bosses really quickly. Other than that though, the team is basically the same as the previous team. But yeah, Steel Force makes a huge difference, as it can one-shot the bosses, making the Crusade much quicker. And there we go, that's the 2 teams I'm using. Don't forget you can put Altion's new guard on the team. You can also try the Jailers as well if you have the current event deck, since the event ultimate form has a delay skill on turn 1, or should I say when you first use the card. Now we're going to move on to the Vault. This is what I got from the Vault. Alright, so now I'm going to open the Vault. I did actually get an offer, 3,000 gems for a Master Hero. I took that offer. I also got a rare relic from that, so that was pretty good. Going to play about with the Jackpot Vault and see just what I get. I may go all the way to tier 6. I don't think I've got enough gems actually. I'm close to having enough gems. But let's play about and see what I get anyway. Here we go. See if I can hit the jackpot, which is going to be pretty unlikely, but it might happen. You never know. And that's not a bad first card actually. It's not a gold hero, but it is alright. Okay, so here's tier 2. Right, what we're going to get from tier 2. A hammer and keys. Okay, so that can be considered junk items, basically. Let's move on to tier 3. I want at least another rare relic. Then I can get 2 pink stars on the rare relic, and then I won't need any other relics. I don't think anyway. I might need one more relic. Getting a lot of junk items. That was just the main relic. Nothing too exciting there. That's why I skipped through it pretty quickly. So let's stop at this point. Just going to have a quick look. I need the main hero. Okay, so the next tier will get me enough coins to get both of the cards. I already have a master hero, so I don't need to forge another one of those. Let's see what I get from this tier. Here we go. Alright. The Cinotaur. That's an old Ultra hero, I believe. Well, it's interesting, but it doesn't really help me, does it? And that's the main hero. So that leaves me with just... yeah, I'll do this tier, then I'm abandoning the vault, I think. This is the last tier, basically. Right, here we go. Let's see what I get from this. Then I'll make up a team based around what I've got. Yeah, this is awful. This is the usual junk you get from the vault. I only wanted the other rare relic though, as I already have a piece. Or should I say, already have a rare relic, so I can now take that up to 2 pink stars. So if I go into here, I'll go and do that quickly. Go forge the ultimate relic, and then... it's a difficult decision. I mean, I can... just need to go and have a look at this. I can make that up to 2 pink stars, I was going to say. Not sure if I want to do that, though. I'm going to have a think about it. I'm going to make this at least 1 pink star. So I'll go and do that, then decide nearer the end if I want to add another pink star to this or not. It's difficult, though. I'm not really sure what to do now. I think what I'm going to do is test out the ultimate form, see how effective it is, then decide from there if I want to add another pink star to it or not. I think I can complete the shiny collection. I just need to make the main hero up to 6 pink stars. I'll do that in a minute. At least that gives me something to play around with for the event though, which is always good. So now let's move on to the event itself. Here we go. Alright, so here we go, the Crusade. As always, I recommend focusing only on the Umbral Crusade. It's the best trophies, and if you have a team like this, you may want to also focus on ultimates. But bear in mind, the ultimates don't give many trophies to start with. You have to get to the higher level ultimates. So you do really need to be hitting 10Q or higher to make ultimates worthwhile. So let's pick an event ultimate form. I scrolled to the bottom to see if there are any decent Fire Commander cards in Adventurers, but couldn't find anything, so let's try this. Alright, here we go. So boss to start with, that's pretty good. The way to use this team, on the very first turn, use everything, and then for the bosses, all you need to do is use Steel Force, and it will take care of them. Then for the end boss, just use everything you have again. For the normal waves, you should be able to get away with just using one of the ultimate forms. Now this is creating a lot of power gems to start with. Let's see what sort of damage I can do. So yeah, 345.6 billion on Steel Force. That's the important card, in case any more bosses appear. Yeah, for the regular enemies, just use both cards like this, or just the one card even. It should be more than enough to get through the enemies. And then Steel Force the bosses. And there we go, you got through the Crusade very quickly. Well, hopefully anyway. Hopefully a boss will appear though, so you can see Steel Force in action. Let's just try one card. You can see the damage just using the one card is still pretty high. More than enough to get through the regular enemies. Yeah, it looks like it's just regular enemies, unfortunately. I'll try Steel Force on the end boss though and see if it defeats it or not. That was a rather weak attack actually, but it's... yeah, that was a bit too weak. I don't know why that did so little damage, but there's the passive anyway in action. I think that's the first time I've actually seen the passive. And it also seems to have delayed the enemy's turn, even though it's not the first time using the battle skill. That's a bit strange. Not really sure about that, but definitely interesting. I think I need to do more testing with this deck to find out. But anyway, let's try. Yeah, it doesn't quite kill the end boss. I wasn't expecting it to, but the damage was reasonable. Took off about a quarter of it. On the other bosses, it should one-shot the boss without any problems, so that's something to bear in mind. It can't one-shot the end boss, though. You can swap Steel Force out if you don't think it's that effective. I think it's pretty good, though. It will kill the Wisp as well when the Wisp comes up, which makes it a bit quicker. Anyway, there we go. That's the Crusade done. Nice and easy. Nice and quick. Right, so I have a solo boss up. The main thing to be careful with this is that it has mute. Now, if you don't have the current event ultimate form, you're going to need something that removes mute. And luckily, there's a very good card that does exactly this. We scroll down, there we go. This is an excellent card if you don't have the current event deck. This hero cannot be silenced and its battle skill removes mute. So yeah, you may need this card on your team. Bear in mind, if you're using Metaverse Masters, it won't remove mute from Metaverse Masters since it's a dark card. So that card may be silenced. You have to be a bit careful there. But yeah, use Emoliating Fae if you're having problems with mute. Just get on with the battle. It will probably one-shot the boss, but we will see. Here we go. So yeah, I can't see the boss surviving, basically. Well, it's very unlikely it will survive, but we will see. In testing, it's been hitting around 11 to 12Q every single time. So now it's probably going to hit nothing. No, joking. Hopefully joking anyway. Right, let's see what I can do. Here we go, and what's it going to hit? Yeah, 11.6Q. So yeah, pretty consistent. 100% overkill. Very easily taken down that Umbral solo. So yeah, this event should be pretty easy for me, I think, with this team. So hopefully you can make up something similar to this team yourselves. Alright, so now moving on to guild bosses. The first thing to note about the guild bosses is that they have separate defender skills. They don't have mute, which is always good, but they do have weaken and panic. Metaverse Masters will counter weaken, so that makes it a very good card to have on the team. And another reason why this team works really well. Otherwise, if you don't have Metaverse Masters, you can try Emoliating Fae to remove weaken as well. Panic's not an issue, so you shouldn't have any problems with that. Let's go ahead and hit the guild boss and see what I can do to it. Here we go. Right. So as with the solo boss, basically just left to right. The 4th and 5th cards don't really matter too much in which order you activate them. You have to activate Heretic Hunters like after Metaverse Masters. That's really important. And then just hope for some loose power gems, basically. And this seems like a potentially very good situation. Let's see what sort of damage I do. Oh yes, there we go. That's my best hit of the event so far. Right there. 15.4Q, was it? Something crazy like that. Wow. That was an immense hit. This team is so good. Got to be one of my best teams I've made on the game. I just need to somehow get the Dark Gems, and that's the biggest problem with this team. It only really works on turn 0 or turn 1. There's enough Dark Gems there, so I'll try and hit again and see what it does. But yeah, you can see how the team works. After turn 1 or turn 0, you may want to just quit out and then just hit it again, basically. This should be good though, as it had a rainbow, so let's try something like this and see how many loose power gems I get. That's not a very good grid, in all fairness. Yeah, that's going to be a really bad hit. 3.3 Q, just about enough to kill it. So you can see this team works right at the start of battle. After that, it's not as effective. So get tons of guild boss keys, hit it once, quit out, then hit again. That seems like the best strategy for guild bosses anyway. Alright, so let's have a look at the event rewards. It's something different this time around. We've not had this before. It's basically a collection to evolve Ray. You see lots of items there. This is okay. I mean, the legends are not really used that much, but there are worse collections than this, I guess. Let's go ahead and claim all of this. There we go. Nice. Okay, let's go back and I'm going to go and claim the random 6-star here. I've not done that yet. Scroll up like so. Right, what are we going to get? Probably something junk. Oh, the Cinetor. I also got that from the Vault. I don't think that's really going to help me too much, getting 2 copies of that from that abysmal rainbow deck, but it is what it is. And what have we got this time around? Let's have a look. An Earth Warden, okay. That's a bit strange. Has a random chance to delay all enemies' next attack by 1 turn. Creates 4 Earth Power Gem 2s and heals. More importantly, though, it has the defender skill Mute, so if you have a decent Earth defense, you probably want to use this if you can get it up to around 5 or 6 pink stars. As 6 pink stars, a Mute Warden would be extremely difficult to get through unless you had something like a Moliating Fae on your team. A decent Warden, though, one to consider going for, that's for sure. Alright, and since it's the last event in the season, let's have a look at the decks from this season. So which one should you go for if you have leftover season choice coins? Well, if you like Slayer, I can't stand Slayer. This is by far the best deck in the season and the one to go for. Just because of that attack boost, 700%. This is the deck, I would say. Should be your first choice if you enjoy Slayer. Now this Commander deck is immensely powerful, but only really effective on the first turn. Or assuming you use the Ultimate Forms battle skill on turn 1. But I think this is a really good deck, and probably another one to consider. As the other decks, though, yeah, they don't seem as good. So I think the first choice should be either the Light or Fire one. This is Noble Killer, so that may in itself sell it, since you can use Santa to boost it up, but it's not overly good as it doesn't actually have any boost on the actual card. I don't know about the Dark Slayer deck, as I didn't get that. I got the Earth Commander deck though, so again it's another Noble Killer deck. It's an interesting card, but again I don't think it's that good. Damage boost 60%. I would definitely recommend the Light or Fire decks if you're going to go for any of the decks and still have the coins. I'll just have a quick look at the Dark Slayer deck. I haven't really seen this much. I think one of my other accounts has this card. Yeah, it's alright. It's a weird deck. Only 50% to attack rather than damage as well, so yeah. My choices are definitely Light or Fire out of these decks, that's for sure. Alright, so finally let's have a look at the news feed. So there is talks about this vault jackpot. I never saw a vault jackpot though when I opened the vault. I don't know anyone that's actually got a jackpot either. I think you get 4-star legend relics and stuff like that, well, according to the description here anyway. But yeah, also talks about a new defender skill, Mute, but Mute is not a new defender skill. If you remember the rabbit, I think it's a warden. Yeah, rabbit ultimate warden, I can't remember the exact name, but that had Mute on it. So yeah, I don't know why it's been described as a new defender skill, but it is quite a tricky defender skill to get through. And solo bosses have it as well, you need to remove it, otherwise you can't really do anything. And there we go, that's the end of the video. You've seen the deck in action, it's a good deck. Not as good as the Light Slayer deck, I still think that's the best deck in the season, but you may disagree with me on that. If you did enjoy this video, leaving a like and subscribing to the channel is always appreciated. Thank you to those that have already subscribed. Don't forget about the holiday gift extravaganza as well. Christmas is coming up. I have quite a few gifts ready to open for that. There are a few other videos on the screen you may enjoy as well. Feel free to check those out if you want to do so. And thanks for watching.